Hi, my name is David Thorburn from Innisfil Soccer Club, and together with Matthew we will be presenting a homework session for grassroots for all players. Number 1, on the run. Number 2, stop the ball and tap the ball with the sole of your shoe. Number 1, back on the run. Dribbling freely, keeping the ball close, using lots of touches. Number 3, stop the ball with the sole and tap 3 times with each knee. For the more advanced player, you can juggle the ball in the knee. Number 1, back on the run. Number 4, on the floor, touching the ball with your chest, stretching your arm out in the Superman position. Back up for number 1. Number 5, the fastest man alive, stopping the ball with the sole and sprinting on the spot. More advanced player, stopping the ball, taking inside touches. Number 1, back on the run. Number 6, do some tricks. Today's trick is the drag back, stretching for the ball and rolling the ball past the standing foot underneath the rolling foot. Number 1, back on the run. Number 7, up to heaven, stopping the ball and jumping 3 times as if to hit the ball. Number 1, back on the run. Lots of close touches, when possible, using both feet. Number 8, change with a mate. This can be done by stopping the ball in the centre and turning over a cone on the outside, or you can dribble the ball out next to the marker and overturn the marker. Number 1, back on the run. Number 1 on the run should last for 45 seconds before changing, depending on level and age. Number 9, toe the line, stopping the ball and rolling the ball from the outside to the inside in straight lines using both feet. Number 1, back on the run. Number 10 is stop, start again, stopping with the sole and starting with the laces. Start, stop, start, stop, keeping close control as always. Next move, stop, start the game again, and the drag back with the traffic lights. Green for go, red for stop. Green, red, green, red, green, red, green, and all the way back to base. Green, red, green, red, green, red, back to base. At this point, we can add another colour, which is amber or orange, to signify the traffic lights. When this colour is called, the player must drag or change direction, getting back to base as fast as possible. So on the coach's command of orange amber or amber, the player must go back to base, as seen. Green, red, green, amber, green, red, amber, red, green, red, amber. Is what's the time, Mr. Wolf? The player will call to the sibling, coach or parent who is standing with his back to the player. When the player asks, "What's the time, Mr. Wolf?" the coach replies with a number. For example, 3 o'clock, he takes 3 touches, 5 o'clock, he would take 5 touches. If the coach, sibling or parent replies, "Dinner time," the player must turn and accelerate back to base, avoiding being touched by the coach. Player calls, "What's the time?" Coach replies, "Dinner time." Matthew accelerates away, protecting his ball. The coach's command, 5 o'clock, takes it 5 touches, stops it. He asks again and is told 3 o'clock. 3 touches. When asked for the final time, dinner time is called. Next move is the Hobbit. The players dribble freely in the area, and on the coach's command, the Hobbits, who have been locked in their houses, must be turned upside down to free them. So on the coach's command of go, the player must dribble, stop the ball beside the cone with the sole of his shoe, and turn upside down the cone to free the Hobbits. Challenges, the second time, given 15 seconds or 10 seconds, depending on the age of the player, standard, to see if he can beat his score. So on the call of go, as you can see, Matthew is now dribbling, stopping the ball, turning over the markers, trying to beat his previous score. Next game is the gate dribbling challenge. The player dribbles freely, avoiding all gates, and on the coach's command, he has 10 or 15 seconds to dribble through as many markers as possible using alternating colours. So for example, blue, green, blue, green. Cannot go straight through 2 greens in a row, he must go green, blue or blue, green. Now we set the challenge for the player to see if he can or she can improve their time. Dribbling freely again, avoiding all the markers, using all surfaces of both feet. And on the command of go, the player can now go through any colour of marker in any sequence, focusing on bending the knees, dropping the shoulders, stretching for the ball and keeping very close control with soft touches. Next move is the stop, start, break down. How to build the move in 3 steps. Player dribbles freely, and when the coach calls 1, he stops the ball, 2, he sprints on the spot, and the 3rd, 4th or 5th number is the required move. In this case, number 1 stops the ball, number 2 sprints fast, number 3 drags the ball back using the sole of his shoe. As the player dribbles freely for acquired time, 2, the moves now change. This was number 4. 1 and 2 always stay the same, but as the numbers increase, the complexity of the exercise also does. So 1, stop the ball, 2, sprinting, in this case number 4, inside cut and accelerates away. Next move is number 5. Player dribbles freely again, eyes up and down to find space. Number 1 stops it, 2 sprints, and this time number 5 uses an inside cut. So 1, 2, 5, outside cut, sprinting into space. 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6. Number 6 is an outside inside or an inside outside. 1, 2, 6, inside outside. 1, 2, 6. All coaching points have been supplied to all players with their workbooks. I'd like to say a big thanks to Ray Garrett of the British Grocer Store for his sponsorship and his help. Hope everybody stays safe and healthy. Keep practicing. The harder the work, with deliberate practice, the better you get.